Sorry about that. Now let me fix that. I apologize for that first muted audio. Okay, so let's start it again. Right. Thanks so much for joining me. If you can hear me loud and clear, right, kindly let me know. Okay. Sorry about that. I think I fixed it. Thank you very much, the uncensored. So yeah, let's take that again. Welcome to the brunch time with Mayegun this afternoon. I was saying that I look reddish simply because of the color mix and the rest of that. I didn't have enough time to get all of that sorted. But you can hear me now, yeah? It is brunch time with Mayegun. You know the drill. After joining, please read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description and tell everybody that Mayegun today by sharing to invite your friends, your not so friendly friends. Thank you very much for joining me. The people of okay, I'm coming back to that. So there has been a victory for the Vigilantes in Kwara State, who captured some active Fulani terrorists. Remember that Kwara State has been in the news for almost all the wrong reasons in the last few months, and recently in the last few days. Courtesy of the Fulani terrorists carrying out their own terrorism in that part of Nigeria. Some of them were caught. In fact, 5 of them were caught. They made some incoherent confession and the rest of that. Share this broadcast. Meanwhile, the court jesters inside the Aso Rock, they actually took the bait. Dun, 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 dun. So today, now let's just start. I'm starting late, so yeah. So good morning to you once again. A good afternoon to you, and a good evening to you as well from wherever you are joining us. It is brunch time with Mayegun, of course, and it is also an open mic too. Remember, you can phone in anytime, you can call in anytime, and possibly add your own contribution. But sometimes traditionally on Mayegun's Diary Political, even when we're having either People's Parliament or open mic, people still want to hear what do you have first. And then, everybody will eventually join the train. So we are going to start with the report from Okeode. I believe that's the pronunciation, Okeode, in Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State. Last year, when the Lakurawa terrorists came to the limelight, or should I say, made the headlines, their areas of their operation, include Sokoto, Kwara, Niger, Nasarawa, and some spillover to states like Kaduna, Katsina, and maybe the environs. But the people of Kwara State have, they have been under this same Fulani terrorism for a while. And in fact, Kwara State is believed to have at least some handful population of Fulanis as a state. But when it comes to the terrorists and the areas that they have been terrorizing the people, most of that part have been the southern part of the state, And yesterday, the Vigilantes from that area, because people have resorted to self-help, like form their own vigilante group, and like the local security squad. And they caught 5 of them. And this is not even like a random catch. It was actually like a trail that they followed them because they kidnapped several people in the area, killed some, including children. So which prompted this squad of the local security guys pulled together and went after them. So they caught 5 of them. And one of them was actually talking. As much as the interpretation given was kind of like sketchy because he was talking incoherently. They were asking him questions, he's giving different answers, but he was able to mention the names of his squad. As well as said their guns. AK-47, they said. So those of you who understand Hausa very well, you may kindly just probably help if you can understand this language. Now this is the clip. I've got something to say after it, all right? But this is a clip released by the, OK, O2, Vigilante group, or OK, OD, Vigilante group. Please listen to this. Maybe a little bit disturbing, right? Keep the children away.
So video is mai gida sunan ka waye? Sale waye?
Yusuf.
Daga ina?
Daga wannan Baballa.
Daga Baballa. Me sana'anka?
Ana tsakani da Allah ni dan kungiya ne kana ji?
Kungiyar me?
Yaron Haro ne. Tsakani da Allah bai san na taho wannan abu. Kuma daga na dawo wajen ci na je gidan yari. Daga na je ya dawo ya hana ni sata ya ce kai kara daga ran nan ban kara ba sai wannan ba.
Sai wannan waye da bindigan nan?
Na Haro ne.
Waye Haro?
Kacalla Haro.
Kacalla Haro.
Eh wallahi mai gera amma wallahi bai sani ba.
Bai san shine da
ba sai na dauko ka na taho.
To suwa suka kidnapping din baban nan?
Eh?
Suwa suka kidnapping din baban nan?
Wallahi Smoli shi ya kawo mu.
Shi ya kawo ku, waye Smoli?
Wallahi yana can yanzu ba san inda yake.
Shi ya kawo ku, ku zo ku yi kidnapping din shi. Da kai aka je gidan? Ka buɗe baki ban so ka yi min amshi da kai. Da kai? Da kuka je gidan, da kai da waye kuka je gidan?
Da ni, Sale, da Reti, da Abasha, da Siboli.
Ko nawa kenan?
Hudu.
Bindigan nan ire-iren su guda nawa AK din nan da kuka je da su? Biyu ne. Ina ɗayan?
Yana can ba sani ba na wanda aka kamo ba san inda yadda shi.
Ba ka san inda aka yadda shi ba?
Aba ya ce yana ce ya ɓoye.
Ya ɓoye?
Baba ka yahe ma.
Za a yafe ma.
Baba ka yahe ma baba.
Ai yafe ma dole za a yafe ma. Sauran mutanen ya za a same su?
Ni yanzu da za a taimaka dan samun magani ya bani ruwa in sha duk mutane zan kamo su guda.
Ya za ka yi ka kamo su?
Amma fa tsakani da Allah daga na je gidan yari na dawo wallahi ban kara ba ban je da kowa ba.
Me ya kai ka gidan yari?
In ji ruwa ne ana ta yi a wannan.
Wannan ban so ka dinga abin nan din bakinka. Abin da na tambaye ka interview din da nake maka yana da ka'ida. Abin da na tambaye ka za ka gaya mu. Abin da ban bukata ba lallai ba. Da ka je yari laifin mai kai ka je gidan yari?
Gidan yari. Gani da Allah can nake na sata.
Can kake kai me? Nage ka sata. A sai ka saba.
Bana kuma
shekara nawa kai a gidan yari? Shekara biyu. An sallame ka dawo ya kamata ka canza ba ka canza ba. Ka zo ka shiga mummunan hali.
Bana shekara biyu ban je ko ina haro ya hana mu.
A ƙarya kake. Ƙarya kake. Yanzu yake nan kai ka ɗauko shi a wurin yaro.
Bai san ba ni ba.
Bai san kai ka ɗauka ba. Lokacin da ka ɗauka abin nan guda nawa ne? Ƙwayan harshashi guda nawa ne? 30. Okay. 30 da ɗaya.
Da
To, idan rike idan kana so mu ma alfarma dole ka taimaka ma kanka saboda mu taimaka maka. Kasan akwai wasu mutane yara wanda har yanzu ana garkuwa da su. Za ka iya taimaka mana ka gaya mana inda kuka ajiye wa'incan su ma?
Ba wanda na ajiye.
Amma ka san inda suke yi. Tsakani da Allah ka sani.
Ban sani ba.
To dama niyanmu idan za ka iya ka gaya mana gaskiya mu samu
Ni ha gaskiya zan gama.
kubtar da su saboda kai ma ya ma alfarma. To tunda baka.
Let's save the rest because of the gory image. So I just received the message, right? I'm gonna. Right, thank you. So I just received a message that it didn't actually just happen yesterday. Like it's partly old, and at the same time, the guy that was interviewing him, right, has been killed in a lorry, possibly by their sponsor. So this is what I want to say. Why I actually shared that clip. Nigerian military, Nigerian police, and their other security agents, right? They have failed the people so much that it is so much pronounced that the local security, local vigilantes, which were always there to provide some sort of a local, sort of protection. They are supposed to be like a supplement to the established authority. So Nigeria has gotten to that stage now where those people have now been, they have now taken up the role of military facing terrorists. Many of them have been killed, though, right? Despite the fact that they are not really conscripted into the military. Many of them have been killed by these terrorists. Not just that. In areas where they have made so much successes, like they've had successes, right? Captured these terrorists, put in all the job, all the work, everything, exposed themselves. Guess what? The terrorists always work. And that is why many people, which I have seen on social media, many people continue to ask those who put their own lives on the line to provide security for their own communities, prevent their communities from this invading species, this invading terrorist, that whenever they make any sort of capture, they shouldn't be making videos. Do you get what I mean now? That there are maybe 1, 2, or 3 or some other areas in some of these terror-prone areas in Nigeria that have not witnessed a single terror attack. And it is not because Nigeria is providing them security. It is not because Nigeria or Nigerian army gives a damn about them. It is simply because when they encounter these Fulani terrorists, they don't make videos. Their judgment is always instant. And they have always been very brutal. And guess what? Like many have said before, these Fulani terrorists and all other terrorists, and their violent campaign, they will only understand one single language, one simple language: violence. Do you understand? The only way you can neutralize violence is to apply a sort of like a harsher violence against the violence. And that is when the violent person will begin to actually fear you, possibly run away from you. So Nigerian criminals, they intentionally disarm their own citizens for these terrorists. They are now spending billions, hundreds of billions of naira, to rehabilitate them whenever they are captured, not to be tried. They are spending billions to convince Nigerians that it is in their own best interest to rehabilitate these terrorists. That's one. Another thing, I've said that before, just going to point it out again. When you were watching that video, Would you believe that those are the kind of characters that are billing hundreds of billions and trillions of naira in ransom from Nigerians across the country? I have never seen any captured Fulani terrorists too, that actually looked the money that they are collecting from Nigerians, which in itself is an indictment on the elite of Nigeria, the government of Nigeria, the security agents, and every one of them, because it is very obvious that these vermins, these terrorists, they are just like tools in the hands of those who, God knows, funding and sponsoring them, shielding them. Nigeria is under serious kind of like attack that is coordinated from the top. Your government pretends to be so like powerless, incapacitated, helpless. Their government officials are going on TV preaching rehabilitation for terrorists. But when you look at the industry itself, it is now a multi-billion dollars industry. It grew so well under this APC Egbekegbe in the last 10 years. So when you look at these characters, you have to ask yourselves that who collects this money from them? Where does this money go? How come your government, Nigerian government, or are unable to actually really track this money? Because that is what is fueling it. That's what is funding it. They have areas. I have an idea, though. This is where you're going to know that Nigeria is smoked. Okay. You have criminal politicians who are now controlling mines. Do you get it now? What they call the rare earth minerals that the country kind of like possesses but not in control of. Criminal politicians in Nigeria have devised, they are sort of like deploy different means. The violence needs to continue. These terrorists are working for people who consider themselves so powerful that they just laugh at millions of you, hoping that this is going to end someday because some puppets, rogues, right, who parade themselves as your government representatives, military, and the rest of them, right? So these guys probably sit somewhere and they just laugh you off. They control minds where areas where violence, this terrorism have been recorded. It has been proven that the effort to not just to kidnap people for ransom, their efforts in invading places, burning them down, killing the people, and displacing them, right, is simply because there's something under that land that somehow someone somewhere is aware of. And it is like an army. All they have to do is to say, go east, go west, go south, go east. Sure, you get now. They have the army. They have them positioned all over the forest of Nigeria, all over the country. And the government is so powerless that all it could preach is tolerance. You need to learn to tolerate your killers. So I have a lot of questions. This is just one of them or two of them. So your your criminal leaders are in cahoots with terrorists. They are on their side. Every of their utterances is always about your own reaction, what you say or what you don't say about what is going on. They are more concerned about your language, and they don't want you to incite the people. You get that now? In Ghana, when they got their new, towards the end of their old government, right? True story, I'll tell you. For you to understand how this, what they call the geopolitics, global